Hey, it's May 19th, 2013, and this is a layout for Karen's Purple Peace Perennial Garden. The feature of the garden, or the features, include a egg-shaped 12 by 15 size, and it features a color family in the purples, blues, reds, and a bit of white. Pretty much everything is a perennial, low care, and it's designed to have bloom interest starting in May and extending through the first hard frost, which would probably be late October, sometime in November. A lot of things are very exciting to me about the garden, and I hope it will provide lots of enjoyment for people, especially my sister and her husband Keith, for years to come. One great thing I think is that it looks great from all external views, 360 degrees from the outside. I'm kind of standing on the edge of it already. And in terms of maturity height, everything is shorter on the edges, and it gets 3 to 4 feet in the middle. And what I'm really excited about is a entrance, which is on the side. It looks like this, and it comes in a little bit of a meander to a small seating bench, which is a slab of natural New York blue stone and some cut stones underneath that I got for real cheap. If you're sitting down in the garden, it will look kind of like this, and again, everything is tiny. Even the big plants are tiny for the first year. So even at this time in middle May or late May, there are things already blooming. And a quick walkthrough of some favorite plants are these groups of delphinium, which are shorter and narrower. They have a great lacy leaf and blue stalks of flowers that will happen midsummer. We got a group of them, 3 groups of 3. On the end of the egg on the narrow side, we've got these dianthus, which are the only place in this garden you'll see these. It's pink with white border. They bloom early summer. We have a group of these 5 penstemon plants, and I know they look a little bit sad because they are transplanted and they're waiting from my garden to go to Karen and Keith's garden. But this is how great they will look when they start out in the spring. They get about 3 feet high of stalks with some light bell-shaped flowers that are whitish pinkish. Then we have another group of the delphinium. We have another group of a different variety of dianthus. These are reddish. They bloom in the late spring. We have a group of 3 liatris, which are about 2 feet tall, and they have a spiky, pinkish purple, fuzzy looking flower that butterflies really enjoy. You'll notice I have a lot of groups of 3, which is often a very pleasant, 3 or 5, it's often a very pleasant to the eye in natural looking kind of landscapes for plant placement, because it reinforces the color and the structure. And the great thing is, if you see something you really like, chances are there's 2 others right near it. These are an Artemis plant, or Artemisia, also called silver mound. You can pet them. They feel a lot like a puppy. Then we have these bluish purple May Nights salvia in the front, and actually this is on the side of the egg. It's bordered by these 3 evergreen crops with light pink flowers in the early spring, actually. So they're actually going to be blooming soon. Sometimes when you get a plant from the nursery, they are in a little bit of a growing schedule. These are balloon flowers, and they're small and they're fun to look at. They'll bloom midsummer also. We have a group of 3 of these daylilies. They will look like great foliage all the time, and midsummer they have red flowers. There's another group of them over here by the bench. They're about 2 feet by 2 feet. On the edge over here, the side of the egg on the big part, we've got 3 Siberian irises. There's actually 2 different varieties. This one in the closer part is taller. It's going to be maybe 3 up to 3 feet, and the other are a couple feet. They're skinny, They will spread wider, and they have a great purple, interesting flower in the spring. There will actually be a bloom by the time we plant. We have some really interesting silvery green ground cover in 3 spots. I did spread those out. They will spread if they're happy, and then we can move them around, but they are called lamium. They have a real nice purple flower springtime and then pops up once in a while in the summer. Here's another group of 3 of the creeping phlox. These happen to be a light lavender kind of color. Again, flowering in the early spring. I have placed 3 peonies here as sort of a centerpiece. They are a great foliage all year round. They get about 3 feet tall at maturity, and they're going to look great in the center when they do flower in June. They have a very exciting blossom with red flecks in it, or reddish pink flecks in it. It's really, really fun flower. Unusual, and it's fun to cut the flower off and put in a bowl or a vase in the house. Also, as a unique centerpiece, I've got one of the Carl Forster featherweed grasses. This is one of the things from our garden. So I actually have 3 single feature plants. That's one of them. That's the tallest one. It's in off-center of the wide part of the egg in the end, so you can view it most of the year. It'll look great. It has winter interest. At the end of the summer, I really like the wheat-looking green stalks that come up, and then in the fall it turns kind of a tan color. Also, as a centerpiece kind of plant, this is a sedum plant, and I think it's called Autumn Joy variety. It starts out with, in the end of the summer, it'll have a pink composite flower, real nice, and then turns reddish later, and you can leave it in the winter for a nice structure. The third kind of like individual plant is this bee balm plant, and it's called a blue stocking. It has about 3 feet tall, interesting flowers middle summer to the end of the summer. I have 2 annuals, types of varieties. I've got this nice white and purple or pink, pink, but lavender alyssum. I've got them in a few groups, kind of bordering the entry path, or not bordering, but on the edge. And I thought they looked really great with this silvery artemisia. What else is interesting? Well, I just hope it is going to be a fun garden, relatively low maintenance. We're going to put in dark, shredded wood chip mulch, and hopefully we'll get enough topsoil and mound it up a little bit on the growing areas. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to do this, and I want to compliment my sister for picking such a great color scheme, because I think a theme of a garden like this one is that you can enjoy a lot of peaceful continuity with a color scheme. You can rest sort of on this bench here with a little bit of a room, because it'll feel like a garden room. These plants I've chosen around it won't block all your vision, but it will give you a sense of security. When you sit down, you'll kind of feel like you're inside of a garden room. And the other thing is the repeating groups of mostly 3s and a couple 5s of plants really provide a little bit of predictability. And at the same time, the garden is not symmetrical, but it does have some good themes of, like we said, colors, groupings, the feature of meandering up the path to the bench. Everything is measured according to the plant maturity height. I used a ruler and our tape measure so that everything should be set to go. If we don't like something, we can adjust it on site when we install. But this has been a fun way to test it out and get input from a few other people too. Hope you enjoy it. Karen's Purple Perennial Peace Garden.